Hey guys, well, we've been talking about it and we've got the close that I was looking for Bitcoin. As you guys know, on the weekly time frame, I was saying we haven't had a daily close below this pink line, although there's a lot of FUD, etc. going on. Look what's happened. Last night, we got that squeeze up into that area I was talking about, holding that weekly close level, looking promising for Bitcoin and crypto. I'm going to discuss what I'm seeing next. I would like to say I'm a little bit hungover because of the pathetic England performance last night that ended in euphoria, but fair play to Jude Bellingham, big player showing up big key moments. But last thing I'll say about England, that is, and we'll get into this video. So as I was talking about, guys, the weekly close for Bitcoin, I said it was imperative to hold this level. Well, not imperative, but it was the structure that we were holding and we hadn't actually closed below that. Last night, we popped up, we held the level, looking good. And already today, we're seeing quite a lot of volume. And I said over the weekend, it's kind of like a fake price action because nothing really happens. As you can see, there's like no volume yesterday. But today, we've almost had as much volume as yesterday, and we've still got 16 and a half hours left on the candle. So let's have a look and break down what's actually going on. So on the hourly time frame, Bitcoin was consolidating. It popped up above one of the key levels I was talking about. I said, firstly, we need to get above this like 62.5 level. And then I said, we need to break above this 64.5 level to be confirmed that bullish price action is going to return. Right now, we've had like a bit of a bounce, like a retracement bounce. It's the first step after creating a higher low, breaking this cluster here. Great first step. Now we want to see a continuation to break where we fell down from. Then we're confirmed looking back towards bullish price levels. I'd like to see this move happen quite quickly. As you'd know, Credible Crypto, for example, talks about impulsive moves. And I've been showing you guys and talking about how when we get these breakout moves, sorry, I've got a bit of a hoarse voice because I was shouting quite a lot last night. When we get these breakout moves, they happen really quickly. So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Our next leg to the upside to happen pretty quickly. We're already up in the oversold area. And I'm going to just jump over to Velo, which is where you can see open interest and also like funding rates and spot volume buying, give you a bit more like metrics, like behind the scenes sort of metrics for Bitcoin. So one thing that you can easily draw on if you haven't got a lot of experience with open interest, is essentially leverage. What you can see is when funding rate turns massively green, that basically means that people who are long the market, when there's perpetuals in the market, so like when there's futures contracts, they have, I don't know exactly how you explain it, but they basically have, you get paid a little bit to balance the books. So if the market's mainly long, you'll pay a small fee to people who are short the market. And if the market's mainly short, you'll pay a small fee, it's called a funding rate, to people who are long the market. This is in order to basically try and balance the markets out. So when people are overly long, if you take a short, you're actually getting paid to hold your short open to keep the markets more balanced. And if the market's overly short, you're getting paid a little bit to keep long open. So when the price spikes like this, it's basically saying that the price to keep a long open is much higher. So the funding rate for a long is a lot higher. Normally tells us that we're over leveraged to the long side, and that it has historically, it does show that like it's areas where people, are over leveraged, and it's probably going to be a cool off. So if we have a look here, over leveraged to the long side on the daily, cool off. Here, over leveraged to the long side on the daily, cool off. Now, this has basically died down. At the bottom, look, we actually turned negative, which means we're over leveraged to short side just for a little bit, even while the price action was high. So what I was talking about, saying that I thought a bottom was close. I actually called the 56K, 57K bottom, like precisely with, if you go back to my videos and my charts over on X, I said that's where I thought it would come in. This is one of the facts I took into consideration. And again, now we just had over a negative funding rate day, again near the bottom. And open interest has been spiking recently, but I would suggest it's shorts and covering shorts. If we look close at this, you can see obviously these funding rates again here. But what's happened in the last few hours is, as we got this push up here. Obviously, open interest rose with it, but then when we got to this exact candle here, we started to see a decrease in open interest. This is short positions being closed as price continued to go a little bit higher. Also with some spot buying as well, so that tells me that like people are closing shorts, but I like buying spot to cover the short position. That's the shorts closing. So basically, we've started to see a little bit of a short squeeze here. We had obviously open interest rise into that, so we did see the funding rate obviously rise with it, but not until the shorts came in. So this last bit of open interest here, I would suggest is longs, but there's probably another layer of shorts to close above this level here. Let me just try and find a horizontal line. Above this level here, which is what I was talking about, that we want to reclaim. If we do reclaim that for Bitcoin, I would presume there's another squeeze that would take us quite a little bit higher. Exactly where to. Let's have a look on trading different. But can you understand? I hope you can understand what I've just explained there, guys. If you can't, or it's hard, I need to sign in. I'm not going to do that right now. So I'll just post a trading different chart over there on X, guys, for anyone who's interested. But yeah, if you don't understand that I've just talked about leverage there, guys, please let me know in the comments, and I can get into it a little bit more if you need me to. But yeah, just going to finish up and talk about flare. I've been talking about this a lot recently. I really think this thing's about to move. It's a perfect consolidation pattern here for the first leg, second leg, third leg should be explosive. 3% up again today. XRP looking good, holding the lows. In the last hour or so, I think it's just started to have a little bit of a outperformance. Again, breaking above, hopefully, the first not significant highs, but swing highs, I guess you'd call it. Again, we need to be closing above this level here at 51, 52 cent to be completely bullish. I haven't actually checked in on XRP versus ETH or XRP versus Bitcoin today. I've not long been up, but okay. This is what we're looking at for XRP Bitcoin. This is a live reaction, so let's talk about it together. This is obviously that key area that I've had highlighted. The breakdown level, reclaim, held it again. So we've touched that resistance level. I've been talking about getting a daily close above this key white line here. We obviously haven't. We rejected that, came down, then got into the oversold area nearly on the RSI 4 hourly, and now we're bouncing out of one of these key levels again. I'd like to see some outperformance from XRP and get that daily close above this white line, as I was saying. Looking at ETH, okay, looks like we're just holding this again, the same level that we came back to after not being able to close above the key resistance. We've formed a lower high, created a low. We've now held that low for a second bounce. Again, I would like to see some outperformance from XRP. We're back inside that range. Let's have a look on the weekly, see where we actually closed. On the weekly, we did just close outside the range that I have marked. Look, if you see, we literally just closed above. We've come back in, retested that range, and then hopefully again, we need to see some positive price action for the next few weeks, I think, for XRP. So that's what I'm looking for there with XRP. Bitcoin obviously looks like it's looking a bit promising. And just as we speak, actually, Flare's starting to take a bit of a kick up, and this is what I'm talking about. I think that Flare's got a move coming. I really do. Let's see what happens. Last thing I want to touch on actually with XRP is I've seen some bearish TA on XRP. I can't remember what his name was, just quite a famous technical analyst was talking about XRP. And this FUD comes as XRP sits right at the bottom. We talked about this wedge before, and a lot of people talk about this specific wedge pattern for XRP. You can call it a bull pennant because we do rise into it on a ascending triangle, whatever you want to call it, wedge, whatever. This FUD comes as we sit on support, and as the RSI is one of its lowest in history, in a low area. This is what you normally see at support, guys. You see FUD, you see fear. Think of Solana, think of other cryptos when they're at their lows. Think of Bitcoin at 15K, FUD's thrown everywhere. If we start to lose these levels, it's a different conversation. But right now, fear, FUD, uncertainty at lows is what you want to be seeing, really, because it does normally mark a bottom. I always say this: when you get bad news at a bottom, it's normally a marker. And to be honest, you should be longing any support level, and when we get to resistance, that's when you should be holding shorts. If you're a trader, most traders know this, especially technical analysts. So let's see what happens next. But I am excited, guys. I've been saying this for the last 5, 6 videos. I'm getting excited about the altcoin market. I'm excited about crypto in general right now. Bitcoin could be starting to take the lead today. Obviously, it's too early to tell, but it's a nice initial pop out of that area that we were looking for Bitcoin, and the weekly close came exactly where we wanted it. We've got to keep our eyes on the charts now. I'll keep you updated as we go. I'll post a trade in different view post for you guys over there on X with the liquidity pools. So let me know what else you guys need from me. Have a great week, and come on England. Hopefully we can do a bit better in the next game. Peace up. A-Town down, as Usher would say.